What's up? What's up? Looks like the action is well on the way. Looks like the action is well on the way. For those of you in the chat room, you guys can choose to mute myself and or Marcelo, depending on who you want to listen to. Just a heads up. Check, check. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, what's up? Good morning. I'm now tuning in, so not partaking in the pre-market action. However, it looks like SLE gave a nice move there. I'm going to go through the watch list here in a sec. But as usual, just remember our disclaimer, which is that day trading is risky business. All right. Day trading is risky. So I'm going to take a look at the watch list here. The gap scan. There's SLE, which has done really well as of recent here. Being that it's only up 44%, it did pull back a little bit off those highs, but you know, nice move, good volume, consecutive green candles, strong uptrend. This is the type of stock I'd love to see continue into the open if we're to see a stronger day here compared to some of the other days we saw this week. SLE, I would hope it's not backside, but even if it is, you know what, it gave a good move. At least the pre-market traders here in the chat room may have gotten some of it, which would be really nice. Daily chart, this is a stock that gapped up all the way to 11, you know, last month. So it definitely has that type of potential to move and go quickly and go far. But again, you know, are we on the backside here coming into the open? That's the main question. If we're able to hold up this pullback, get another leg in, let's say from 6 to 12, 6 to 10, 6 to 9, and maybe another consolidation from there, then, you know, then we're really talking business here for the open. But yeah, daily chart, there are definitely some levels to keep in mind. You know, $6 resistance, and then, you know, potential room to 750 from there. And then again, we had 1143 from a few days ago. Okay, SLE looking decent. At the top of the scan, we have GWH. Pre-market highs at 489, lows at 350. This one looks decent as well. Granted, we've had a good sized pullback. We're holding up the VWAP. This is our second time here at the level, and so far we're doing okay. GWH, will we be able to see? Oh, that is loud. Will we be able to see a continued move? The daily chart looks all right as well. $6, then 685. The 200 EMA is all the way up at 1488. However, we do have some history in terms of candlesticks, as this one was gradually selling off, going back up in some of those previous levels. Maybe we could see some short selling. Again, $6, you know, around the whole dollars, especially half and whole dollars. That is for GWH. I think the scans look a little bit more promising today than it did yesterday. That in itself is a good sign here coming into the open. Do I have the scanners up? I can't. Do I? Okay, I do. Nice. Okay, GWH looks all right. 112% move, 100 plus million shares of volume. Now coming down to SGBX. SGBX, we have pre-market highs at 980. $547, the low of the current pullback. So all of our stocks are in a very similar area where we had a good upside move, front side move pre-market. Are we holding up the pullbacks to see a second leg, or are we going to see more selling and slowness here into the open? SGBX on the daily. We've only seen a few stocks at like all-time highs as of late. We're still seeing more stocks that are somewhat oversold on the daily chart and then are curling up off the lows. Last year, we see a lot more stocks in the blue sky territory, you know? So again, we're still seeing some moves from the lows here. SGBX, a good example of that. Doesn't mean we can't be strong, right? In terms of obvious levels, I don't think there's anything super obvious. I mean, in terms of the red to green where we are now, we have a ridge up at 1050. We had highs of 980. Over 1050, there could be some gap to fill to 15 and 20 for SGBX. But between where we are now at 5 back to the pre-market highs in itself would be a good move if we're to see that. Okay, SGBX, GWH. QNRX, lighter volume for now. YDDL, how's this one looking? Looking more so of an after hour move, all the way to, we're seeing in pre-market and after hours, we're still seeing some really nice moves, right? Look at this one. From 5, bull flag. This is a nice setup too. We want to see this during the open so badly right now. Like if we can see a stock do this, I gotta turn on this alarm. This thing went from, what was it, lows 540 to 28 over what, 2 hours? This is, or an hour 30 minutes. YDDL in after hours yesterday. This is what we want to see at the open. You know, from 9:33 to 10:30, 10:45 is these type of moves. Like, I mean, just look at how beautiful this is. Clean. Another flag right here. You know, baby pullbacks, massive green candles when it starts to take off. Today, it's not looking so good. And this looks like it could already be backside here, unless we get like a massive red to green. So honestly, into the open, I'll have SLE, and on the other screen, maybe GWH or SGBX, and then I'll just take it slow and wait for the opportunities to present themselves. Yeah, GWH looks good to watch here. So let's trade to the best of our abilities. Let's be disciplined. Let's be patient. Let's look forward to those setups and opportunities that we know and love. Another beautiful day. Wildcard Friday, as they say. Important not to forget to adjust size. We're over 5 on SLE, which is good. Here early, showing some flair. The low is at 80. Five-minute candle to make the new high, 514. Not quite. We got up to 12. So it's probably going to be like a slower 5 minutes here. I'm going to keep an eye on some of the others as well. I do like that we're still holding 80. We'll see if it continues to hold up. YGDL, will we be able to hold up there as well? Terrible fill. Whatever. All we need this to do is to hold 80 long enough to where it does end up getting the volume to push through 530. And then that's where the move can start. 1 minute candle to make the new high right there. Quick rejection. YGDL back down. QNRX getting called out from the chat room. By the way, I appreciate the call outs because sometimes it's hard to track everything. It'll be huge for SLE to get over 510 and hold and keep going. You know, until then, will it be able to continue to hold up the key levels here? So far, 75, 80 area has been support. There's a minute 50 seconds to this resumption on QNRX. I actually wasn't looking at that one at all. It does look interesting, all right. 1550 for pre-market highs. And resumption is showing slightly higher, which is good. Volume into the halt up, 168,000. And we're at $15 pretty much. So how do I want to manage risk here? I think a couple hundred shares to start. And then I can increase size if there's a follow-through trade. That looks really good. But with this price range, definitely have to be careful and be very disciplined towards just trading the strategy. SGBX curling off the lows. "25 seconds to resumption." I'll trade out here. Well, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I'll just pull up the chart, whatever that looks like on screen. 5 seconds. We're at 14.28. Oh, there's my day. I did buy twice because, you know, following my instinct. It's halting down now, halting down. The good old dip and rip there, working nicely. I'm surprised I got filled fairly well on the ad. We made about a point and some change there. Well, time to shut it down and enjoy the weekend. Oh man, day trading. CRML. Let me take a look. Big Steve, it's never easy. That could have easily flushed out on us, and we could have been in the depths to start the day. We got to use the word follow through. Nice follow through right there. Because on a different day, sometimes where the strategy is not as strong, we're cooked. It's always nice to see the students getting a good trade. It's always wonderful to see. MMU 101 flying. Okay, let me stop. What else is moving? STAI. STAI cheaper stock moving up. Do we have limited downside risk, high upside potential, and volatile moves? It definitely looks like it has the range. STAI seems to be doing well. I want to watch out for the first red candle on the 5 and on the 1 even perhaps. It's just going here. Should have given it more attention. We just got a new candlestick. Will we continue in an uptrend here to 85.90? Want to be very careful of the first pullback. It's a late buy. It's still going. It is still going, which is good. If I get some early chop, I'll ease off. I'm going to come down in size. Because again, it's already so high up. I'm now trading it. If it wants to pull back, I want to avoid the flush. The flush will take me to the depths. So I'm just going to stay on the sideline here. Let it do its thing. That's good to see. Okay. Can we continue though in this uptrend? Got a terrible fill. We had 83 right there. Ah, man. What is these bills? Bro, holy smokes. It is mooning. 85, 85. I should have took it. I need to be way more. Okay, okay, fine. Fair, fair. And it is flying. The halt's at 94. I want to see more baby pullbacks. The key is to make sure this 5-minute candlestick can hold up. I'm going to throw out a starter. And I'm willing to re-average if I need to. This could be a good pullback if we don't Titanic. I'm going to add. Where was my average? 83 something. And the low is at 82 so far. Can we hold 82 and continue? What's the time? 44.5. We might close with a topping wick here. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's pretty fair. Alright, that was way too late in the candlestick. Jesus Christ. Was that like a minute left? No time to recover there. Maybe it's backside. I don't know. I'll stay on the sidelines and wait and see. That was a good move though, although I didn't jump in at all. Pretty nice. 80 to 8 to 91. We might be seeing the first red candle on the 5. A little too much slippage there. YHGJ. We'll see if the VWAP holds at all. CRML, not much there. GWH in the slums. SLE, no good. STAI, that's the one we're looking at now. And then IDDL. It needs over 82. There's screen printing, but not quite right there. Watching for it as a scalp might be even a little bit more risky. Jeez. 75 to 77 instantly. It's fighting here for now, but we'll see if it breaks down or not. Mm. Yeah. Scalping it too much is not going to be a good idea. QNRX. Where is it? It's not even loading on my screens. Something wrong with my internet? Well, maybe for good reasons it's not loading. It's back down a bit. Over 82 definitely seems like it could be interesting here, but QNRX is trying to halt up again. Nice. It actually stays to the upside. That's cool. To the upside. To the moon side. STAI. Will we see anything more? I mean, it's already a great move. If it's done, it's done. But it's not the fills I would want to see there. Big levels. And it might be done. It looks like it's struggling. Looks like it's struggling. Okay, the resumption on the other one. Yeah, 72. I shouldn't be red on this stock at all. This, that's not just not good. I don't know. When I show up late, sometimes it's just hard to just, jump in so firmly at the highs. And I was like waiting for more of a pullback in some of the baby pullbacks, like another cent or half a cent to feel better about jumping in. And it was just boom, right up. So QNRX again. The return of QNRX. Why does it always mention something about a taco? Whoever created this thing is like, whoever created this bot is like obsessed with tacos. And is my thing. Okay, there we go. What is this bot on about? The splendid culinary delight that is a taco. A creation that requires both art and science. And we didn't ask anything about that. A splendid delight. 50 seconds. It might be a 10-minute halt. Maybe. This could be interesting here. I'm wondering if I want to take on more risk. Could be interesting, but we have to connect. So, of course, being accurate and precise is going to be the key here for QNRX. Small size, but if it is good, we could look to increase the risk a little bit. $15.36. 10 minutes. Mhm. Oh man. Let's not ask the bot any questions, man. That way, we keep it clean. And my mic is muted. Great. Oh man. My entire game plan there for this resumption. Wasted. Such great analysis. Wasted. Anyhows, the dip and rip, for those of us in MMU, we know what we're looking for. Depending on how much risk you want to take on, adjust your share size. This mic thing is gonna freaking make me go mad. It's gonna make me go way more mad than trading. Derek. Well, okay, I guess we'll keep the edge for MMU only here, right? 14 seconds, and it's showing pretty high. We're at 15:36. What is it going to be? I need to see that dip. I do not want to chase it. Watching. Oh, that looked like it was it. Damn. 1625. I don't know. Why was the level 2 so weird right there, man? There was something in there, but it was definitely a little cowboyish, you know, a little wild. It wasn't as obvious for 16, but I would say there's something there. I don't know what the ask price was though. If the ask price was like $1 a share, then the risk would have been immense because if you get filled on the ask, which we will, and then it does drop below 16, then there's like a $2 share risk right there, which we don't want. So now if the ask price was at like 1640 by 16 right there, then I think that could have been a fair entry. Tiny got it. Tiny got it in the chat room right there. In at 1650, out at 1770. Boom. Threading the needle like a professional surgeon. Where's SF, man? SF not here today. Art Surgeon, who's also a day trader. Now we're resuming at $20, which is going to be the third halt up in a row. Traditionally, historically, strategy wise, this is where I want to stop. Can it keep going? Of course it can. But historically, the third resumption in a row has been trouble. Is this the second one? Would this be considered the second one going up? One, yeah. Wait. Because we had the one earlier, and then it sold off. However, the risk is still going to be higher though. So for me, we could still maybe see 25. Okay, so I'll go down in size, like all the way down. There are going to be days where in this situation, I take the last setup, the last halt with like 1800 shares, 2K shares, maybe a little more. Right now is not that day. Right here, right now, like there are certain markets where like going up 1000 and back to flat doesn't mean anything because of the size you're using and how volatile the opportunities are. The opportunities are also plentiful and coming just again and again and again and again. So it's like, who cares if you're using size and you go down 2K to start? You know, like it's just a whole different environment. If you go down 2K here and then this is it, you know, let's say this halts down and the day is done, then, you know, there might not be any coming back, right? There might not be any coming back. So just like, you know, speaking out loud, I think a lot of people are probably also deciding similar things or thinking about similar things, let's say. How did the cheaper stock hold up? I think that was STAI. How many times have we traded this name over the years? A couple times. Big Steve looking to insta-buy. He is ready to risk some capital. Me, on the other hand, I'm not looking to insta-buy. I want to wait. It's showing higher again. It looks like it'll resume here in 20 seconds. we're at 1925. I got really small size and watching. Here we go. 1925. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's really good. That was bad, bro. It was so quick, I didn't even get the dip. All right. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Bro, I was so slow right there, man. I was so slow to jump in. Like, I can't believe it. By the time I try to buy the dip, the stock is at it's already back up. And I'm in a dollar share high. If I got the dip though, I would have just held it there. But and my reaction time was completely in the slums right there. And part of that is because as the stock is going down, I'm sometimes watching to see if it'll like give that, like that extra drop first. There's been so many days where I've been so quick to just, the very first area I'm in, and then there's another dollar share coming, and it's like, I just ruined the trade. I'm selling into the flush where I should have been buying in the first place. But anyhows, I'm going a little crazy though. I'm missing 2 moves here. It's showing 50 resumption, bro. No way. It's probably going to be halted for like 20, 30 minutes then. Bro, what type of madness, man? What type of madness? Now I'm feeling FOMO here. Now the FOMO of not being in holding. It's going to be maybe like a 20, 30 minute halt. What will we see? It's showing 29 now. 29.98. It's coming down. 29. Warrants at the election. Well, the news on this stock is pretty good. Well, fairly good. It looks like it will resume higher. It's showing lower now at well, not lower, but slightly lower than 50. It's showing $24.20 resumption in the next 15 seconds. It still might be a 10-minute halt, but in case it's not, this is the third halt up in a row. Let's be careful. 24.22 it's showing. And it is 10 minutes. Oh, man. The time for the shorts to get squeezed some more. Could there still be a dip and rip opportunity? The answer is yes, but you have to be careful of the risk. I would say adjust your share size accordingly. Ask yourselves what you're willing to lose. I'm risk first, that's why I do it in that way. And then, there's no surprises, right? You can manage the risk to the extremes. Hey, if I'm willing to use 1,000 shares to the extremes, I could lose $3, $4 a share. Well, my risk is 3 to 4,000 at maximum, right? As an example. What is the upside potential, right? Especially if you're looking for 2 to 1 or more, we would need to at least be seeing 25 plus, right? After a dip down, let's say 21 dip, can we see like 25, $4 share going up? In which case the reward could be, times three. Two minutes to resumption. I got really small size. I'll watch for a trade just for the sake of, but my share size is very, very small. This is the third halt up. It's showing 23 resumption. We're currently at 22, only $1 share higher. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it just resumes and then halts down instantly. That also could happen. In which case, there's no entry for me. Okay, resumption's coming up. Nvidia all-time high is good to see. We're at 22. It's showing higher. Let's see what it does. QNRX. Be careful of the halt down, I'd say. Not bad. There's no dip in there. And this is where I look to let the cut it loose. No longer interested. We got someone in the chat room holding from 19 though, which is good. It's time to ease off now. Sit back, relax on the sidelines, and watch on for me. Showing $50 resumption again. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Let's look at the daily chart, actually. QNRX at this point. The daily chart. $28 and then 30 area for potential resistance. There's some topping wicks 33 as well. It definitely, I mean, we've had topping wicks though. 14, 16, 45, 16, 10. It's just been ripping through everything. Accounting degree? I don't have an accounting degree. The only degree that I have is in day trading. That's it. My degree is in making money in the market. My only specialty. The only degree I will ever need in my whole life. I walked out the college doors never to return. Never to return. What did I left right before taxation though, which, you know, I think, and honestly, you can learn. You don't need to go to school to learn taxation. I could still learn it. That way I could do a better job at understanding everything tax-wise when it comes to just, you know, business. Sometimes it's a little confusing. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you're tuning in. The resumption is still showing 50. Unlike last time, it already started to, you know, drop down. Well, okay, it's dropping down now, 39. It'll definitely be more than a 5-minute halt, though. There's 8 seconds in case it is. It's now showing 28.50. It's all over the place. This is where we earn our keep. If RT keeps meddling with QNRX trying to get more profits, he's going to give back half. Bro, I'm at 50 shares on the day. And we're past the third halt. I am ready to go. But for the sake of the people, I'm just still here hanging out. The day is already locked in. The last dip and rip we attempted, we were just a little slow to get in, or else we would have made money. We ended up losing like 30 cents. Kind of like got filled high, came out right away. Was a good attempt, but just, a little slow with the reaction time of jumping in. Right now, we're watching this for the culture. Not necessarily looking to trade with size or trade at all, even, but just watching on. It was showing 50 resumption, which would have been pretty cool to see. We had the other one go from 48 to 66 a couple days ago. So, for the traders who are in, there's a couple people in our chat room who are holding shares. So it'll be good if it keeps going. One, we get to see them do well, and then two, we get to see short sellers get cooked, which is always a good sight for us here. Now, if you're a short seller listening, hopefully you're able to catch it well to where you're in on the way down and you do well. That way we all can sing Kumbaya. But for the early short sellers, they have to get squeezed so that we can see more big moves like this again. Just good business, right? SGBX. Nothing personal, of course. There's 1 minute. But Vitaly, it was nice knowing you, man. This thing resuming at 30 if you're short already. It is a moonbound. SGBX is moving up. The halt is at 75. Is this one a bluff? Bro, look at that fill, bro. Like, just come on. Would have been easy money if I could have gotten the fill. Or let's just say follow through, buddy. Not easy. It's never easy. That was an SGBX dip. Only scratch trade. Yeah, this thing is going to be halted for maybe another 5 minutes, right? Showing 30 resumption, so you got to always be careful of the insta halt down. It could resume higher and then just halt down, right? It's why even when you are in with a good cost basis, like if you're in at like 16, it's like you got to still be careful, you know, in terms of like your plan. Do you want to take profits as it's going up? Because once the backside is here, no one knows where that'll be. It could go to 50, it could go to 35, 40, nobody knows, right? Or this could be the highs right here. It might resume higher, pull back, and then, you know, maybe it resumes at like 20 and like $10 a share is like evaporated. So everyone has to manage their own risk, make their own decisions according to their own game plan and strategy. Typically, we're not in these trades like, you know, I mean, we'll hold through a few halts going up. Actually, most times I'll sell into the strength, but a few days, you know, we'll kind of hold. But oftentimes with our strategy, we're not really always in on these trades like this. It's rare to just be in holding, holding, holding. With hindsight, right, if I could go back in time with this information, you know, yesterday I'd buy the stock and then, you know, just be selling right now. It's halting up again, 32. So maybe it keeps going. SGBX, we're not really seeing any sympathy momentum. SGBX is moving up. STAI is back over 77 again. I got a really small starter here. $30 loss STAI. Looks like it's back down. That one might need more time. Is it bluffing us again, or is it actually going to do something this time with the resumption? It's showing $100 resumption now, which is insane. If it is, it'll probably be like a 40-minute halt. SGBX, we'll see if it continues to hold up. Taking a starter on SGBX. It's a good trade. Highs are at 738. This SGBX definitely has a lot of potential. Although we had a false breakout there. I'll pull it up on screen here. I'll put the other one over here. Oh, son of a gun. Damn, that bounce to 85 had me thinking we were good. And I got filled fairly high. Yeah, 84. Terrible. I'll take my $50. We'll see if it does continue to hold. And it is holding. And it's back up. pulling it on screen and missing a move. Check. Check, check, check. All right, I gotta wait. I'm taking way too many trades in an area where it's not ideal. I gotta make sure I don't run out of mental capital. QNRX mooning. SGBX, will we get sympathy to continue? Looks like the Mighty's out of here. El Pastor still holding SGBX at 71, small size. I mean, as long as we keep holding above 60, I'm fine. And I'm willing to add a lower, but it can drop quick. So if it does come down, I got to be very careful not to be too aggressive too early in case it Titanics. I can save myself a loss. Right back up to 80. It's still showing some good signs, but can we sustain the bounce and continue over 90? If not, we'll have to retest those lows. And there's 59. Is it holding? I'm going to give it a shot again. 5 cents risk. 5 to 8 cents risk. Will it take me to the promised land or will it take me to the depths? Only time can tell. Keeping my stop tight, buying the support area for now, and we'll see if it bounces. If it doesn't, as we know, it's not personal. 58 again. 59, 57. And it looks like it might be coming down. Struggling there at the lows, 65. 54, 53. The VWAP is at 48. The 5-minute candlestick does have some time. There's about 2 minutes. It'd be good if this candle can close over 70, but if not, it might just, So there's another 2 minutes in the candle. If it just keeps going down, cooked. Cooked stew. Stewed chicken. SGBX, 25 seconds. If it does resume right here, it's showing 38. Definitely dropped down quite a bit from 100. But can you imagine being short with size and you see 100 on that level too? Man, the panic, the terror, the fear, the anxiety. $41. It's going higher. 38 to 41, back to 34. Might halt down. 34, back to 41. Now that right there is gambling 101 on that resumption if anybody was looking to take a quick trade. Roll the dice. Cactus Rob, are you long at 65 watching this with a tight stop or maybe even at 60? 10-cent risk at the VWAP. We did close below 70 on the last candle, although a small bottoming wick. It's back to 73. Does it have what it takes to get to 80, 85, 90 again? Does it have what it takes? Or is this a bluff? is fighting. There's buying, but there's also some selling here too. But it's inching up. Can it pull it off? Hey, we're seeing 87, 84, 88. Over 90 is where we could push right to 7, but it has to sustain the selling that we're seeing here. We had 88 there. Cactus Rob, did you take that trade? That's what I'm asking here. Did you sell up there 85, causing the resistance? Oh, man. Oh, oh, shoot. I'm sleeping here. Can we pull it off? It just needs to rip into a halt up and then that's it. Woo! Oh my goodness. 55 entry, beautiful entry, man. That is lovely to see too. Yeah, the chat, you gotta say shout out to the chat room, right? The chat room has some insane traders here. We saw some great dip and rip entries. Some good dip trades. Dang, bro, like that right there is tough. I'm selling into the green. So scalping the high is not really worth it, maybe. It'll probably explode eventually, but where? When? 05 back to 98 right there. That was a good loss. As in, terrible trade, deserved to lose. There's no way we were going to hold 90. Like, let's be for real. Zero chance. Oh, there's the halt down, or resumption lower, rather. If it halts up again, that's insane, man. If it halts up, that would have been insane. It's halting down. Alright, I think I'm out of here. I was up 200 bucks on this thing 5 minutes ago. So I think we're gonna end the day at like 800. Yep, taking it. We took a big loss, really, somewhere on the move up, and gave back the 200 bucks. So taking the 790 and running. All right, for those of you going till 4 p.m., definitely keep an eye on QNRX. SGBX could be interesting if it's back over 7 with strength. But honestly, unless it is, I mean, I'll be around. If it wants to go, I'll be here. But if not, that's fine. But taking the 800 bucks and running. STAI was the one we lost on. That, went from like, what, 50 cents to 80 cents or something. Should have been green there, but just wasn't jumping in. So take care, stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys later. Monday morning again. 700 bucks a day can help keep the 9 to 5 away. All right. I mean, it is a hotter day. Could I stay longer? Yes, but typically when there's a stock like QNRX, we're already seeing something do 100% from, maybe 2 to 4, or like we barely had SGBX go from 650 to 7. Like, this is not the type of sympathy momentum I want to be really staying here all day for. It's just not as hot despite QNRX, which is all halts. We're not seeing any other stocks shape up and like sustain a steady move. So SGBX could end up being that, but we'll see. I'll be around. I'm just not going to be live because I'm thinking about shutting it down here. So stay safe, stay green, hit the thumbs up on the way out. And today is a day I forgot the scanner on the entire day, it looks like. Ross, if you're watching this, still come to the team house. This was a mistake here today, an accident. I gotta be more careful to turn off the scan. Maybe I'll set another alarm for like 9:31. I'll do that. I'll set a 9:31 alarm. Or maybe even 29. I need a new alarm to I have the 2-minute warning, the screen record alarm. I need something else to remind me to take off the scanner. Can we rip to 7:15, 7:20, 7:30 here? Show me some strength and keep me on the live stream here. Please make more mistakes. Man. Darpan, you have to buy the scan, man. Just pay for the scan, have it for yourself. The link is down below. Please make more mistakes and leave the scanner on. At the end of the day, it is expensive to run a scanner, and you can't have the information there just for free. If I could, I would, but I can't. Today was an accident, so I'm setting an alarm actually now to remind myself, be more careful. I think, I don't know, 9:31 might not be good because we're all, I'll put 29. 9:29. The first 5-10 minutes we just showcased it a little bit for the watch list, and then we take it off. It's like it's getting shorted or something. Like, it needs to just, like, where's the buying? It needs to rip through 7. Maybe it is getting shorted up at that level. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out the chat room, check out the scanners, check out the links down below. It's been a good week. Granted that we're just grinding out the smaller numbers, but we'll take it. It can add up over time. And sometimes all you really need is like 2 to 3 really hot days a month to capture, and the month can be in good shape. So we'll just try to aim for green as well next week. Take the small base hits. I'm going to be doing way more studying. I'm going to be reviewing some archives from other traders this weekend for pre-market. And I think, we're going to make some good progress next week. Because once I start making 1K a day in pre-market plus, oh man, it's gonna be over. I'm gonna wreak havoc. I'm gonna put new chapters out there, everything. We're gonna lock it in. But anyhow, take care, stay safe, stay green.